Welcome to Tea and Tarot with me, your host, Yashna. Each week I'll share what I've learned as I dive deeper into the world of tarot. I've got my cards in front of me, my cup of tea, and I can't wait to share this journey with you. This is Tea and Tarot. Hello, welcome. We are doing a little tea and tarot session together. I am doing this with one of my dearest old high school friends, Rabab.
Dearest.
She also happens to be the person who inspired me to first start learning about tarot, which is very cool. I think you are I was already kind of interested in tarot, but you were the first person who I really knew in my personal life who also practiced tarot and was really into it. And you introduced me to the Lightseers deck because that is the deck that you practice with regularly as well, right? Is that still
Yes, it is. I'm so excited that you got into tarot too through that deck because now it's like I actually have someone to talk about it with, which is so fun. Otherwise, like no one wants to hear about tarot for 1 hour except for us.
Well, my mom every episode, but she also practices tarot. She was inspired by me doing it, so it's just spreading
No
the
way.
love of tarot.
Yes, guest star potentially on the next episode is your mom.
She is actually going to be in an episode probably that has already aired before this one.
Oh, hey. Okay, go with suspenseful.
Yeah. The other thing that's really funny is that in college, no, not college, because I started getting the Lightseers deck after that. A couple years ago, we used to try and do this tea and tarot session where we would video call each other and actually do tarot readings or try and learn about tarot and all these things. And we did it twice, I think. And then
Maybe once, to be honest.
maybe just you know what it was? We did it once on a video call and once while I was visiting the Bay. So technically twice, but we would in fact have like our cup of tea. We both have our cup of tea for this session, and we have our tarot decks. So we're doing it.
I know this is such a good reason to get back into it and a good reason to catch up. So it's kind of a win-win.
Yes. I haven't had many guest stars on the show, but as you are one of the starting ones, I just started doing this with my mom. I didn't do this when Paulina was there. And also Min Chao, I did do a reading for her that will be on an episode as well.
I can't wait to hear it. Nice. Something I heard recently actually is going to be so true today. I saw on TikTok and loved it, where today we're going to be we're going to be having tea both herbal and verbal.
Yes!
Yes. That should be just like the catchphrase, the title of this episode.
Yeah. Not enough like hot goss that really gets dropped in tarot because I don't want people to reveal too much about their personal lives, you know? But
Ooh.
there's all sorts of tea that can go into the tea and tarot, you know?
Yeah, not with me though. I mean, I'll definitely be sprinkling some verbal tea too.
Cool.
Yeah.
A thing I like to ask people, as I've only done this twice so far, is how did you first get interested in tarot?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good question. I was kind of similar to you where I got the Rider, what is it, the Rider Waite tarot deck?
Yeah.
Yeah, during Christmas, and I couldn't really get into it that much either. I think I tried for like 6 months, but then I got this book that I actually have here. Um, oops.
Oh no.
Yeah, let me turn off my background.
Rabab
One sec.
is from the Bay, which is why she's like, let me rep San Francisco in the background here.
Exactly. Gotta rep the Golden Gate Bridge. So I got this book from Portland from like the Powell bookstore. And I started reading it like on the beach one summer, and that's when I got super into it because I realized that all the little things in tarot really mean so much. Like all the little things in one card can mean like 100 things. Um, And yeah, so I started getting into it. I think I gave like a few practice readings and I didn't really believe in it at that point. But then people started telling me like, oh, this is actually really accurate or like this is really ringing true. So then I started researching like more and more. And I'm sure we'll see today that I've now like perfected exactly how I want to do my tarot reading because I have like 50 different elements that I use to like make sure that's actually accurate to the person.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so excited for this.
Yeah.
Not quite there, but definitely similarly of as I've done readings for friends, near the beginning I was like, oh, this is just kind of for fun, whatever. But then I'd have
Yeah.
friends be like, that was really accurate. Or even if in the moment they didn't think it was that accurate, 2 months later they'd come to me and be like, dude, what you read for me was all true. It all came true. Or the themes and things you said to keep in mind, it all resonated later on. I'm like, I don't even remember what I read for you, but that's crazy. That's awesome.
I
Um,
know. I love how it makes an impact to people so much. Like they really remember it for even years to come. And I've even had some people cry during my readings with them. And it means so much because I'm like, okay, you really like, this is really so meaningful to you and it actually rings true for you. So I'm glad that I helped you with my tarot.
Yeah, the next time we do this together, it needs to be in person. Maybe when I'm up
Yes.
visiting, or if you ever come and visit me and we can do this.
I know, hopefully. I've been trying for like 3 to 4 years. So let's definitely make it happen. And we can have
Happen.
tea in person together. Yeah.
Yeah, tea the herbal and tea the verbal.
The verbal, both, always.
Always. The verbal
Yeah.
before we started recording this, just for people listening, we do share the verbal tea often.
Yes. We'll just clip those bits.
um, okay, cool. So we're doing a New Year's spread, basically. Um, you you've done this before. I've never done this before. So what
Yes.
is
So, yeah, I can tell you
that we're
kind
doing?
of the elements. Yeah. So, usually how I do it, and I think I found this online, can definitely let you know where, but I usually do one card for each month. So I'll go around in a circle doing like 12 cards. And then for my last card, I'll put one in the center and that'll be representative of the whole year.
Oh,
And before I actually like flip over the cards, there's a lot of thinking that goes into it about like what I want to manifest for the upcoming year, what events I have coming up, and really putting my energy into the cards before I pull them.
okay, cool. Let me see if this is
Yeah.
set up.
Are you using your Jane Austen deck today?
No, I'm gonna use my light Sears deck because I don't know if the Jane Austen deck is really like a deck you can use for readings, you know? I think it's
Mm,
more of just kind of cool collector's thing.
yeah, I feel like a lot of cards can be, but sometimes it's useful to like mix them together. I've seen a lot of people do that or even like supplement their like light seers cards with like those extra ones to like if you're confused about the meaning, then that can add some clarity.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos actually where people have mixed decks and they'll pick up cards
Mm.
from ones that like resonate more, which is a really cool concept to me because I had never thought about doing that. But I love
Yeah.
the deck so much. And we've talked about this. I really want to make my own deck one day. I think that's still in the cards and possible, but we'll see.
Yes, I would be so excited for you to do that. I was telling Yashna that I started that process, but then I think I got to like 3 or 4 cards and it took me like maybe like a month to do. So I was like, okay, never mind. I'll resume this later.
Yeah, I'm hoping through this whole process because I've learned so much more about all of the cards, and I feel like I'm connecting with it more and more with each reading I do, with each episode that I keep recording for this podcast. So I think through this process, I might end up figuring out what I want to do there. If I do it, we'll see. TBD.
Yeah, that would be so cool. And maybe while you go through each card in like the detailed episode, you can even think about like, okay, what does this mean to me in my life?
Yeah,
And then that'll help you for when you make your cards.
exactly, exactly. But we'll see, we'll see.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
so how
that's awesome.
Am I the one who's gonna draw 12 cards for myself, 13 cards for myself, or do you?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, you should draw yours and then maybe I can draw mine at the same time and I'll kind of do my yearly spread side by side.
Oh my gosh, perfect!
Yeah, let's do it.
Because
Two
I
birds with
am
one stone.
that this will be like a just its own episode, like no content outside of it just being a New Year spread because it will be like more jumbo content together.
Yeah,
Okay.
that
I
makes
am
sense. Yeah, I feel like we'll have a lot to talk about because we're both yappers anyway. So it'll definitely be enough for a whole episode.
and then if anyone listening wants a New Year spread for themselves, I will have learned how to do this from Sensei Rabab, and I can take on anyone and do a reading for you as well. Hit me.
Yes.
Okay, I'm doing like a mass chaotic shuffle of my cards, and I think I'm just gonna put them all at the top in a line.
Cool. I usually do this thing called like a Pakistani shuffle. This is not what it actually is, but because we always did it in Pakistan, so we would call it that. But I just like take both of my hands and like spread them across the
Oh,
table so that if they want to be like upside down, they can also be upside down.
call that my chaotic shuffle.
Yeah. Oh, what is your chaotic shuffle?
It's just
It's the
I
same
spread
thing.
cards around, and then I just
Yeah.
keep like them around like that. I do it like
Yeah.
doing like a bigger reading, or I haven't done a reading in a while, or if I've done too many readings in a while, because then I feel like the cards like actually get mixed and re-energized. Because otherwise, I feel like there's some cards that just get like kind of tucked away and they never really get to see the light of day.
Yeah. Especially if you do like large chunks in your shuffles, there are just some in the middle that you'll never get a chance to touch.
Exactly. So I feel like the chaotic shuffle works. Probably needs a better name than chaotic shuffle, but I think it works
Shuffle.
well.
Honestly, it's better than Pakistani shuffle, so
Yeah, somehow I don't think it's necessarily like proprietary to.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, that deck is beautiful. Oh, we
Oh,
started
see.
before we recorded, but Rabab has this divine deck or deck of divine. Or no, you're not using
Yeah,
that one.
Terror of the Divine.
Oh,
Yeah, it's super close. Yes, it's really pretty. I can show the box too. Oh, my my background is always such a struggle. Yeah, it's called Terror of the Divine, and basically like every card is tied to a fairy tale. And it also like tells the country that it's from. So it's not like the Grimm brothers, it's more like old stories, which I find really cool because I get to like learn about new stories while I'm learning about the cards too.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
I think I'm one of those people who just starts collecting decks, especially as I travel and I find decks in places. My mom's already
It's
helped.
so tempting to go buy them.
Yeah, my mom's already helping me with the Jane Austen deck she got me since that is from
Amazing.
London. Oh,
Yes, and
we'll
your
see.
mom is learning tarot. That's such a good deck for her too.
She has a deck too. She has
Cool.
like guild deck or something, and it's so tiny. It's she calls it, or maybe I started calling it, and then she said it too. But it's like her baby tarot because it's so tiny.
I love it. Anything miniature, I love.
You'll see it in the video. It's so cute. Okay, my cards are shuffled. They're splayed in
Mine
front of
too.
me. Cool. Tell me what to do, Sensei.
All right, I got you. So what I normally do, I don't know your process for the beginning, but I think I have seen it in the beginning of your podcast. So I usually will like inhale and then exhale onto the cards 3 times. And that's just to like make sure that my energy is within the cards.
Okay, I'm gathering my cards back in my hand then.
Yeah, I'll do the same. Cool. And then I'll take a moment to also think about what I want for 2025. So usually I start by just picturing events that I know are going to happen. So things like okay, I start a new job. What are some like major projects I have to lead next year? What are some birthdays that are coming up? Or things that I want to do. So I'll just imagine that and things that I want, and then things I might want answers for too. So like if my love life is in question, I'll like envision what I want for my love life.
Okay.
Yeah. And then once you have like a good picture in your mind, I just give the deck a sharp knock right in the middle. So like that. Yeah. And that's also just again like putting my energy into it. So now we can just start making our circle, I guess. So I usually have to count because otherwise like it becomes like either 11 cards or 13 cards. So I just like count as I go and start putting them all in a circle.
Or are you randomly picking them?
I just take it from the top. What do you usually do?
I sometimes split the deck or I'll like splay them out and then like draw cards from wherever calls to me.
Oh, cool. Yeah, maybe I'll try that.
Yeah, I might try your
I'm
method.
gonna
Let's see.
display.
You know what? I'm gonna splay for this one because it's so many and that feels more natural to me.
Yeah, because you can pick a good chunk of them now too.
Yeah, it feels more like the cards that call to you versus just what's at the top. Like I'll do the top ones in
Yeah,
card spread. And then do you just put them like actually in a circle?
I do. Right now, I'm kind of limited on space, so I'm putting them just like in a line. But as long
I
as you know which one corresponds to which month.
okay. I might be a little strapped for space as well, but let's see how this goes.
I know it's always hard because it's like it has to form such a big circle for 12 cards. All right. I'm all done with 12 and I'm just gonna pick my 13.
Okay, that's 12. And then, yeah, I'll do the top card as my 13. Okay. And the
I'm
rest
gonna
of the.
show you real quick this card too because I love it. Can you see it? Yeah. It's like the fairy godmother from Cinderella
Oh,
is
that's
the
so.
magician. Yeah, it's so
Kind of
cute.
Alice in Wonderland vibes, honestly. I was gonna
Yeah,
say
it does.
this.
I know it really gives Disney this one. What do
Okay.
you think of your cards so far? Is it giving dark
Oh, I didn't even turn them
or like
okay
good?
over. I I put them all face down. I didn't even turn them around.
Oh, that would be good for a moment of reveal. I should have done that.
Hey, it's okay.
I'm just like taking a sneak peek while I go. I'm just like, ooh,
I'll go in a circle and reveal mine. January is strength. Okay. February is the Two of Wands upside down. Four of Pentacles. The Fool in reverse. Oh,
ooh,
Wands in reverse. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Lots of reverses. Nine of Wands. Three of Wands. Page of Wands. Knight of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. And then Eight of Cups reversed. In December, is someone gonna break my heart?
oh no.
And then my
We'll read the
card,
book. Hopefully means something else.
and then my card for the year is Ace of Swords. I mean, overall, this is a pretty good spread, I think. Like, there's only really like maybe two more heartbreaky cards with the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Cups, I think.
Yeah, there's no death, there's no tower, so I would say you're winning.
Oh yeah. There is the
Yeah.
Fool, which is interesting because maybe that means a new beginning somewhere, but I'm
Yeah,
not.
and it's reversed, so it could maybe mean that like one chapter of your life is closing that you've been working towards for a while.
Yeah, I can't think of what that would be though, but Okay, how do we go through this? Do we just go through it in order, like starting in January?
Yeah, that's usually how I do it. And I'm typically like doing it for my family. I think I mentioned to you before the
Yeah,
call. Yeah, so I'll like write it down on a paper as I'm going month by month. And then I'll do my annual card at the very end because I feel like it just makes more sense to me once I've done everything.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
yeah.
that's typically how I go. Yeah, should we interpret yours? Let's do it.
Yeah, do we want to do mine first and then yours?
Yes, we got it. As the host of the podcast, you're always reading other people, so now you get to have yours read.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so excited. And I have my own little booklet next to me as well to read like deeds of stuff as I need to.
Yay.
Oh
All
my
right,
gosh.
what's your first one?
Strength.
I pulled out my book.
My
Ooh.
first card is strength, the
Wait,
beautiful.
Yashna, it's so spooky. I just opened my book, like random page, and it opened to strength. I need to get rid of this blurry background. Oh my God. That's
Room.
so crazy.
You don't need the background.
I know. I really don't. Okay. I just flipped it open and it popped up into this. Isn't that
Oh
crazy?
my gosh.
I know.
That's
Meant to be. Yeah, it's a little freaky.
a little freaky. Wow. Okay.
Okay, let's see. And that one's like upright, right? It's not reversed.
This one is upright.
Ooh. What do you think it means, tarot reader?
Head two this time. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel pretty familiar with this card in that, like, I feel like it's pretty straightforward. Strength is about your inner strength, like your courage and what you bring forth. It's a major arcana card. So I think it's also representative of like using your inner strength to really make change happen or to take that next milestone in your life. It is also pretty interesting that it's in January because, January is always about resolutions and trying to do things again, be a better person. So, at least in that context, I'm thinking it's a reminder of like, I need to just power through my resolutions and use my strength to actually make them happen instead of just kind of lazing around.
Yeah. No, I love that. I feel like it's also kind of a reminder. Like for me, whenever I look at my card during that month, it's always like exactly what I need to hear. So maybe like in January there will be a challenge and this card is just reminding you like you have this strength within you to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Are there
Cool.
any is there anything like coming up in January?
No, my year next year is like pretty blank slate. Nothing really planned
Ooh.
yet.
Wow, so we're gonna find everything out right now. Nice.
Yeah, this is gonna determine my plans. Happy months, I'll try. Sad months, I'll be crying in my bed.
Yeah. It's funny how it is kind of like a weather forecast. It's like, okay, January I'm gonna be inside. February I'll go to that concert.
January will be about the resolutions again because I'll do my usual like, oh, yep, I need to be working out, I need to eat healthier, cook for myself, da 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 da, and
Mhm.
use that strength to get it done.
Yes. I wish that was me. January, I'm just like, okay, time to like continue being lazy. Because I feel like whenever I think you know this about me, whenever anyone like tells me to do something, then I like don't do it because I'm stubborn. So I feel like resolutions are just like a way to like tell myself to do things. I'm like, no, 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 like I'm not listening to a resolution. I'm just gonna do what I want.
Classic, like, oh, January doesn't count. February's when it starts. And
Exactly. And
oh,
then it becomes
now,
March and then April. Yeah. Okay, yes, your February card. What's your February card?
February is the Two of Wands reversed. The beautiful Two of Wands.
Nice. What do you think about wands? I've heard some people say that they represent like sexuality. And so it's always meant to be like a love thing.
I mean, cups are more of the love cards. I don't think wands are necessarily about sexuality, but I think wands are about your passion and like
Mhm.
wands are fire. So it's your passion, your creativity, your drive. So I think depending on the type of reading you're doing, it can be very sexual or more oriented towards that aspect of yourself. But
Yeah.
I also read wands as more like, are you really tapping into your creativity right now? Are you feeding your passions or are you kind of just doing something that makes you feel like you're stuck in place? Like that's how I usually read those cards instead.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that take on it too, because it like differentiates it from the pentacles, or sorry, the cups.
Yeah,
It's been a while since I did this. Yeah. Yeah, and this is reversed, right?
this is reverse. Interesting.
I remember this. It's all about like patience and planning. So if it's reversed, then it might signify that you're moving too quickly with something, when really you should like take your time and formulate a plan.
That's interesting. I feel like that's pretty telling of February too, you know? February being a month that's like kind of reevaluating your year. You've gotten through that first month of, am I gonna do stuff? Am I not? I don't know.
Yeah, true. And there's Valentine's Day, so that's like the passion we were talking about. Maybe
You
we're gonna
know,
have some hot plans on Valentine's Day. Get ready. Not one wand, but two wands. But yes, planning, planning. Planning is required for
my
that.
tarot reader. This family friendly show.
I know. See,
So
this is
you're
the verbal tea.
if we stopped laughing so much and if I didn't react to it, I could just be like, what do you mean? And move on. But no, that's not who I am either. So
Yeah, no, we have to have a little giggle. Maybe the challenge that you are brought in January will like maybe you'll be dealing with like how to move forward in February. And the cards are telling you like, hey, take your time. You don't need to solve this right away.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And then my March is the Four of Pentacles
Four of
in
Pentacles.
position.
Ooh, so that's gonna be money related.
Mm-hmm. Money or job.
So at least in the ride waiter deck, ride waiter, waiter ride, one of those. It's like a guy holding on really close to his pentacles and his coins because that's signifying like his greediness and him really wanting to hold on to something that like needs to be let go. And so I think that could be true just in general for like money, even where maybe you have a lot of money and you're like holding on to it and not letting yourself like buy that thing you want.
Yeah, it is usually like I think in the light series it's also hoarding and coveting. But what's interesting is like when you look at it, it also is kind of like calming and stuff. And at least the light series interpretation also includes stability and helping others in need as more the forward position. Um, so who knows? Maybe I'll be in a period of stability or needing that reminder of like not taking for granted everything around me.
Yeah, no, that's a super good point. Just a reminder to like have gratitude every day, which I feel like is always necessary and a nice message.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have good ones so far. All really good ones. Like nothing ominous is happening.
Oh.
No, you should have seen me doing my dad's last year. Oh my God, it was like all the bad ones. I was like, I'm so sorry. This doesn't mean anything. I'm so sorry.
Scratch it, scratch it.
Exactly. And you could see him stressing, and I was like, no, no, no.
Oh,
But this year's been fine, so we're good.
yeah. My next card for April is my light series card, the Fool, but in reverse.
This is the interesting one, Major Arcana.
Major Arcana, new beginnings, but in the reverse position.
Ooh. So mine says that it could be a signal that it's not the right time to take a jump into a new project because the Fool is usually like a new beginning or encouraging you to like just kind of be like a child and explore something that you've been wanting to, but maybe this is signaling like be cautious.
Yeah. Yeah. April, not a time. Interestingly enough,
Yeah.
April Fool's Day. So what a good time for the fool.
Yeah. It's saying trust nobody on April Fools.
Look at my
It's saying
that
Easter Bunny, no, go away.
was such a bad joke. Oh my God.
Yeah, I got it. I laughed.
You laugh. Yeah.
I
No,
always laugh though.
I, I'm really curious how my year is gonna shape up and how these cards will play into it. Cause yeah, the
Yeah.
fool like first is about like maybe you're naive or maybe you're being impulsive and you should watch before you jump or
Mhm.
take a pause before stepping into something new.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting as you check on them throughout the year too, because in my experience, I feel like I look at it after the month is done, and I feel like I should be looking at it before because often they have these like warnings.
Yeah, true. Um, yeah. Okay, so that's April. And then May,
Mhm.
the Four of Wands. Some
More ones.
more wands. Four wands.
Let's
Where are the
see. So you had two once before, and now you have four. Maybe that's already signaling something, like you're making progress.
I have three wand or no, four wand cards in this.
A
Five
lot of passion this
a
year.
lot of wand cards actually, because it's two of wands first. This one's four. Later there's nine, then three, then page, all like back to back.
Wow, could be signaling the success of your passion project, this podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's in the cards. Yeah.
Success is measured by if I'm having fun and if I'm learning, because only close friends and family are listening. And you know what? That means the world to me as well. I appreciate that greatly. And if this ever does become something bigger, that'll be cool, but very much not what I'm expecting or in the cards.
Yeah. Lots of aunts though, so maybe they bring you a lot of happiness as well, and you just get like further into your tarot journey.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
Four of Wands indicates, yeah, celebration. So could
this
be
one,
wedding, anniversary, graduation. Yeah, something big is gonna happen. I feel like that is wedding season, so entirely plausible.
it's possible. It's in the reverse. And for like my book, it kind of
Mm.
says like, it could mean that you're forgetting the importance of the little things, or there's a lack of harmony and connectedness in your life because it is a community card and about connection. So
Hmm.
it could also be that like hitting May, making sure I'm still hanging out with friends and I'm still connected to the people I care about.
Yeah, especially because that is your birthday month too, right?
That is, yes.
Yeah, so maybe just a reminder of like, don't work yourself too hard this month. This is the month of like celebration of you.
Yeah, that's the celebration of the month.
Hmm.
Is my
Yes. That's the celebration. It just hit me too.
celebration. I didn't even think of
Hey.
that. So funny. Um, cool. Okay, celebrating in May. That's good. I need to
Yeah.
remember to like connect with the people I care about as I celebrate that milestone in my life. The next one is Six of Pentacles.
Pentacles, back to Pentacles. It's like alternating between those two.
Yeah, it's alternate. There's a lot of wands and pentacles actually in this, and then a
You know,
sprinkle.
I feel like that is kind of like giving you, to be honest, because you have this like balance between your career and then also like your passion projects and hobbies. And
Yeah,
that's kind of what the cards are doing as well.
yeah, you're right.
Interesting. Six of Pentacles?
Six of Pentacles
Yeah.
reverse.
Nice. Ooh, so this could be a warning now of generosity or a questioning of people's intentions. So usually when it's upright, it's like very much a generous nature, but when it's reversed, it's saying be careful who you're giving that time and energy to.
Yeah, basically choosing not
Yeah.
to or inability to accept help.
Which is, yeah, funny because just 2 months before you're like encouraged to be generous. And now this month it's like, okay, now hold it back.
Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of like an interesting shift, but it is kind of like that natural flow of like cool ebb and flow of
Mhm.
generosity, reaching out to others.
Yeah, and be careful who you're giving it to almost, right?
Interesting. Okay. Well, after that, now is the series of all the other wands in my reading. So the next one is the Nine of Wands to start,
Ah,
or July.
fine. It's summertime now.
Uh,
Summertime, sun.
is it summertime sadness?
Yeah, we don't want it to be sad though.
That was the first one.
Summertime happiness. Okay, and this one is reversed.
No, this one is forward.
Okay, nice. What does it look like for you on the light seer deck? Okay, that's very similar to mine. So like a girl holding up a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's saying that, you've been dealing with a lot and you might be feeling burnt out, but just a reminder that you're really strong and you can handle these difficulties even if you're alone, like you got this.
Yeah. That matches the light seer's meaning, which is like around resilience and determination to keep moving forward and to keep.
Hmm.
So, you know what? That usually lines up with work stuff. Of I feel like at the start of the year, you still feel fresh, and by mid year, you're like crashing a little bit, and you're like, oh my God, what is going on? It's July.
Yeah.
The holidays are so far away.
Yeah, and you're wanting to like enjoy the weather outside, but then you
You're
have to work and you're getting burnt out. Yeah, of like hanging with friends and trying to balance that with all your work stuff that you got going on.
yeah. Which is funny because then the next card is the Three of Wands, and in the Light Seers deck, she holds a surfboard. And as you know, so even without knowing any of the meaning stuff, I feel like that's pretty representative of how I want my August to be going.
That's perfect for you. And August in California is the warmest month. So that like makes perfect sense because June, July are actually colder.
Yes.
Yes, I think that's pretty clear, honestly. She's holding a surfboard. She's telling you to surf. Forget this book. Like, we don't need it for that.
Everything on this card is just about like waiting for the results of your work. So I think it's like the surfboard is honestly just a reminder of like enjoy life and make sure you're doing things that make you happy while you're waiting for results to show or waiting for something to pass.
Hmm.
Progress.
Yeah, like, yeah, just chill. Take a moment to chill because things will come to you at the right time.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the next one is also
Yeah.
a wands card. I have so many wands in my life.
Sorry, giggle. Take a moment, giggle break.
This one is
Lucky
the
Yashna's thriving. Hot girl summer. But yeah, okay, continue.
this one is the page of wands in the forward position.
Ooh. So something I've heard about the first like few cards is that the page is kind of like the teenager card, and then the queen is the mother, and then right,
Yeah.
the king is the father. Yeah, but the page is supposed to be like the teen, so you're kind of like still starting off in that journey, but not quite there yet.
Oh, that's such an interesting way to think about the page.
Hmm. And ever since I started thinking about it that way, that's like all I think about when I see page. I'm like, okay, I have some work to do getting there, but like, it's going to be a little turbulent.
Literally, the book, like one of the descriptions for the lights you're meeting is a youthful spark. Like that
Yes, called it.
that interpretation so well.
Yes, I love it. Yeah, and it's supposed to be like night. It's kind of like the young adult, I think. So like imagine you're in your 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Page of Wands, yeah, literally, yeah, youthful good news might be coming your way. So, you know how it's telling you to surf in the previous month? This is like the good news you've now been waiting for, and it's coming to you.
Yeah. Oh,
Yay! And now confirmation that like whatever news you'll be waiting for in August, it will come your way. Like it will all be positive and work out.
actually, those cards really flow well together from like the Nine of Wands being like, just keep pushing forward. Like, you might be burnt out, but keep pushing forward to, okay, now you just got to wait through it, enjoy the moment, but like be patient to like a celebration and something happening.
Yeah, once they all line up, it really connects well, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not always the case with cards, but in this case, it really does.
Yeah. Those ones especially.
Hmm.
Okay. The next one for October is the Knight of Swords in the reverse position.
Okay, young adult time.
Young adult. Is that what Knight of Swords? Oh yeah, Knight is young
Yeah.
adult.
Yeah. At least that's what I'm calling him. Okay. Knight of Swords reversed. So I guess in the regular position, it's saying to deal with things head on. But in the reverse, it could mean that you might be pushing yourself or others to extremes. So, you know, you might be like pushing yourself full steam ahead and then lose that momentum, but you can like bring yourself back to that same energy.
Yeah. That's a good one. I feel like and October through the end of the like October is when the busyness really hits, where I feel like I suddenly have no days free to myself and everything becomes crazy. So
Mhm.
that's a pretty good like reminder at that time to
Yeah, just like have grace with yourself.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I love that card for you. I think you also like love your work and are so mission driven. So these are just good reminders for you to just like, don't worry, it won't be the end of the world. You got this.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
My next card for November is the Ace of Pentacles.
Nice.
New beginnings, new thoughts. Pentacles is career focused. Could that be?
Maybe you'll be in a new job this time next year, November. Who knows?
Who
Who
knows?
knows?
If
Yeah.
anyone's listening, that may or may not be true. Don't fire me, please.
Yeah. This doesn't mean Yashna's quitting. Maybe she's getting a promotion.
Maybe I own a new part or something, or maybe
Yeah.
hobby, or like start my own new personal project.
I think so. It can also mean like new love, yeah, new self-care, any of those things, but all of them are good.
Yeah, manifesting something
All
there.
of that. Yes, manifesting whatever you need at that point.
Yes, exactly. Um, and
I
then
love this for you. This is all so good. Like it's all very, very positive.
honestly, yeah. And then my last card is the Eight of Cups in reverse.
Eight of Cups in reverse. Okay,
With Eight of Cups,
let's
I think
see.
if memory serves, because I've been doing some fun, like random side projects with the tarot cards as well that I'll be posting soonish, maybe if I spend some time this break working on it. But I think it's about heartache, but like the moving on part of it.
Ah, so this could also go hand in hand with November. So maybe November, you've been like given this opportunity that's really exciting. You're still not sure if you want to go ahead with it, but December is saying this is a reminder that, you know, you've stayed in whatever your current position is for too long. It's not good for you, and this new opportunity is going to be really great.
Mm,
And there's something like better out there for you, essentially.
that's so interesting. Yeah. It's like about, yeah, in mine, it has a note where it's like walking away and then regretting your choice or feeling stuck in your current reality. So it could go either way.
Mm,
That encouragement of, yeah, maybe starting something new is better. Or it's like, don't be too hasty with your decision. Just like, wait.
yeah. Do you want to do a clarifying card for that one? Because I feel like that will be kind of a turning point where this card is not really giving you the answer of like, is this new opportunity good for me or is it not? So what
What's a
usually helps me is I just pull another card on top of it and ask the cards like, hey, can you just like
oh,
clarify what I should do in this situation?
I'm scared.
Yeah, you got this. Just manifest November choice. What should I do?
Okay. Okay.
And if you're in that position again next year, you could also do a reading then and be like, hey, help.
I probably will, but okay, let's see. The clarifying card is a Seven of Wands.
Ooh, more wands. Love
She's
wands.
meditating. She's like reflecting and doing introspection. That doesn't answer the
Oh,
question.
that doesn't help. They don't
That's
want to answer your question. They don't.
pretty
The
good.
universe is like, nah, you got to go through it, Yashna.
Universe is like, sorry, we're not gonna tell you what to do. Figure it
I
out.
know. I feel like it's a magic 8 ball when it gives like the indecisive answer.
The
Where
funniest
it's
thing
like
was
maybe.
one more clarifying card and finding out that it's the same thing again. Like another like
Yeah.
card.
I don't know if it works like Chat GPT, where like the more you ask it, the more likely it is to tell you the answer.
Yeah. I will say the one thing about the Seven of Wands is it's kind of about protecting yourself and making sure you feel grounded. So it could be
Mm,
clarifying that whatever choice you do, what will help you the most. So, like, focus on what protects you, like, what will protect me, and make sure that I am happy and healthy in the long term.
exactly. I'm seeing that as well, and also like being objective about it. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe laying at the facts in those moments of, like you said, like what's going to make me happy and not thinking about it from such an emotional standpoint.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Interesting, interesting.
Big things coming up in a whole year. At least you got a whole year of like self-care, surfing, la la la, before you
Oh,
have to deal with that.
it does kind of go full circle as like big growth. And what's fun is like my final, like my card for the year is the Ace of Swords, which is all about like vision and clarity and yeah, like vision and clarity are usually, I think, the things I remember from that card. Let's see. Yeah, like new ideas, an aha moment, success. So that kind of bodes well as my card for the year overall.
Yeah, no, overall, that's really good.
That's pretty
That
good.
honestly matches up. It's like a good summary of everything.
Yeah. Yeah, like going into
Yay.
January is going to be about using my strength to push forward. Two of Wands is about um, being patient. Four of Pentacles, be generous. Like, don't try and hold things in too much. And then be cautious of new journeys. Moving towards celebration, but making sure I have my community around me. To then being careful not to be too generous. To be with the wands of determination, being patient, and then celebration. And then ending the year with a little bit of just like charging forward and new ideas and maybe a big decision coming up in November and December.
Wow, and that's your 2025.
You know what is interesting actually that I'm thinking about is November,
Mhm.
or not like next December, but the January after that will be my 5 year anniversary at work. And that has always been kind of like the mental milestone that I've been working towards. So after that, I will need to reevaluate like what I want to do, like continue at SpaceX if I'm happy and enjoying it, or figure out what comes next. If I want to take a
Mm.
sabbatical, what does that look like? So
Yeah, that is interesting. And it's also, it kind of makes sense now that I'm looking at like the alteration of Pentacles and Wand, of as you're like getting closer and closer to this 5 year mark, you're kind of going to be like shifting in your mindset of like thinking about it and then maybe distracting yourself away from it and then thinking about it again as it gets closer. And it's all like leading up to this dramatic decision in November and December.
Yeah, exactly. But oh my gosh, this was amazing. This is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad that that was like relevant to your life too.
Oh my gosh. I am going to be like pulling this up all of next year to see how it continues to be relevant.
Yes, it's so fun to look back on. I think what I really want to do this upcoming year too is like journal about it each month and think about, okay, like how true is this? Or like what happened this month where I could
That is
have used that.
to journal more.
Yes, I have to journal more as well. I always get a
Oh,
journal, I write a page, and I forget.
yeah. What we need to do is also do more regular tea and tarot sessions together, just generally.
That's a
So
good start.
do like a monthly like check-in of tea and tarot and have you been journaling? No, I haven't. Let's get some notes down right now.
Yes, honestly, please. If you don't assign me homework, I may never. Let's
Well,
please do that.
this reading was so crazy. Like, this is so cool. I am so excited to see how this goes next year. Um, but yeah, that's a wrap on my New Year's spread. This is our special New Year's episode to start off this year of podcast episodes. Start off Tea and Tarot in 2025, right? Woo! That's so awkward. I don't know what I'm doing,
Ooh,
but we're starting the year off strong. The podcast is still going. We're still doing this. Who would have thought? Um, but yeah, this is my spread, my reading. This was super cool. If anyone wants a New Year's spread, hit me up. And we're going to keep chatting and do Rabab's spread as well. But I am actually going to tag it to next week's episode as a part two. So make sure you tune in to hear how her spread looks.
yes.
Yeah.
See you guys next episode.
Okay, cool. And I'll
I
cut
feel
it.
like I'm on Disney Channel. I feel like I need to do that. Catching it 5, 6
Oh,
Central.
wait, wait. I kind of want to try it. Like I am in the corner here and it's
Yeah.
like, I'm Yashna. You're watching Tea and Tarot.
Yes, that's your outro. Done. That's your outro.
That's my outro. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you for listening to Tea and Tarot with Yashna. This episode was produced, hosted, and edited by me, Yashna Bensel, and brought to you by Tea Time Podcasts. The tarot reading was done using the Lightseers deck by Chris Ann, and readings were done using the Tarot for Lightseers guidebook by Chris Ann. Music was made using SoundRaw. Join me next week for another episode of Tea and Tarot.